I will only live for 16,320 days. Even less if something bad happens. And yeah, this number applies to you too. Now, you might be asking, why the hell would you scare yourself with that number? Well, I have an answer. I am trying to accept death. And in order to do that, this is the only way I know how. Now, before we dig deep, think fast. Stone, paper, scissors. If you lost, you have to like and hype the video. If I lost, you can dislike the video. And if it's a tie, well then you have to subscribe. Hi, I'm VALF, a voice actor and a video editor. If you need my services, the links are in the description. Do not hesitate to ask for a demo. If I'm not overbooked, I will respond to you within 24 hours. Now, back to the topic. Death is inevitable. You cannot escape it. And I did the math, okay? So, why did I scare myself with the countdown? Well, it's because I want to stop procrastinating. Procrastinating. It's a weird word. I did the math, and I learned that on average, a human being only lives up to 70 to 80 years. And if you turn that many years into days, that's all you get. This number here is scary. It's not much, and it should scare you because it's a 5-digit number, and every single day it changes. I'm in my 20s right now, which means I have only 16,000 days to live. I installed this app that lets me see how many days have passed, and it gives me a countdown, which is scary. I see it every morning. Whenever I look at my phone, that's all I see, and it lights a fire under my bum. And it forces me to take action. There's a lot that I'm afraid of and uncomfortable doing and trying. But when I see this number, all of that is not important because I know that all of this is gonna end. So why would I waste this time that I've been given? Recently, somebody very close to me passed away. May Allah grant him Jannah. And it made me realize that death is not something we can avoid, and I'm not prepared to die. I'm not ready. I have not done that many good deeds. I haven't done enough to be remembered as a good person. Obviously, I'm trying, but what I'm doing is not enough. I want to leave an impact that's positive and that helps people. That's my purpose here on earth. The amount of days I have to make them count, or else all of this would be just pointless. Now, I know there are many of you out there who are like, 16,000 days, that's a lot of days, you know. It really isn't. When you're ambitious and you want to do something, you would want more time because you don't know when all of this could end. And the number I gave you may not even be the amount of days you'll live. It could be cut short. That is even more scary. And also, I love the fact that we cannot predict death. If we could, we would be depressed. We would not be able to do anything. Just imagine if somebody gave you the exact date and time of the day you'll die. How would you feel? That is why I think there's certain things in life that you're better off not knowing. And death is one of them. Now, I know this video got so many of you depressed, but here's the thing. What if I told you there is hope and that death is in the end? Unless you're an atheist. I love what Islam says about death. Of course, if you're a believer, you believe in God, you believe in heaven, you believe in hell. So you already believe in the afterlife. But here is what Islam says about death. When it all ends, you will be tried for your sins. Your good deeds will be taken into account based on that, and with the mercy of the Creator, you would enter paradise. That is what we hope for, and that is what we try to obtain. Permission to enter Jannah, heaven. Here's a quick little story of me. You see, I had an accident long ago. Not so long ago, actually. It happened during the pandemic. Almost died in that accident, but I did something different that day. You see, I wasn't a practicing Muslim. I didn't pray as much. I didn't even know how to pray. So during the pandemic, I decided with my bros, I'm gonna go to this place that's a bit far away from where I live. So I left my home. I took my dad's bike. I had a helmet on, and I just set off on a journey. But before leaving my home, I did something I rarely ever do. I prayed. I prayed for protection. And on that trip, I had an accident. I wasn't actually driving. I was sitting, and one of my friends was driving. He rammed into somebody. He dislocated his shoulder, and I got flung off the bike, and I landed on the road. And when I did, I rolled, I think a couple of times. I did not feel pain. I felt as if something broke my fall. I was not wearing a helmet, and he was driving pretty fast because it was really hot. You know, I just took it off for a bit. That is when it happened. And I don't know how, but I was able to stand back up. And I got out of that ordeal with minor injury. Whenever I recall that moment, I feel like that could have ended badly, but something prevented me from getting seriously injured that day. And then I remembered, I prayed that day. Ever since that day, I started praying 5 times a day. Now, if I don't pray, I just feel like something's incomplete. Even when I'm sick, you know? It's like I have to muster up as much energy as possible to pray however I can manage. Even if I pray by just sitting, it's a part of my daily routine now that I just can't go without. And that day I started believing in miracle. That day I realized that prayers are very, very powerful. And what you ask for is what you get. Or you get something better. What you want may get delayed, but you'll receive something much better when you pray for yourself or for anybody else. I have this beautiful quote on my private Instagram page, and the quote reads, some people tend to say, till death do us apart. But in Islam, we say, till we meet again in Jannah. And that is beautiful. And that is what I love about Islam. And it's the only quote that's keeping me going, you know? Otherwise, I would have been so depressed, and I would have been like, what's the point of it all anyway if I'm gonna lose everybody? Now, even if I lose someone I love, at least I'm happy with the hope that I might get reunited with them eventually and see people that I haven't even seen, like my great-great-grandfather. Even Jesus, peace and blessing be upon him. Death can be depressing, sad, but life after death is beautiful and worth praying for. So what do you do with the time that you have on earth? Because let's face it, no one's gonna live forever. No one. Even that guy who's trying to look young, spending billions of dollars. The rich guy from America who had to leave because India's air quality is shit. Yeah, no, it's pretty bad. Like, even if you aren't a smoker, if you breathe this air, it means you're smoking 5 to like, was it 10 to 15 cigarettes a day? Yeah. So we have to really be mindful when it comes to the time we have here on earth. We don't know when it will all end. I just want to end this on a good note, and I just want to make the most of the time that I've been blessed with, accumulating as many good deeds as possible, volunteering as much as I can, and doing as much charity as possible, because by doing that, it makes me genuinely happy. It takes effort to be hateful towards people, and it takes nothing to be kind. Speaking for the oppressed, speaking for someone who isn't able to speak for themselves. If you are privileged enough to do something, you should do it, because not only does it make you a better human, it satisfies your emotional need. There's a part of us that feels happy whenever you serve somebody else, whenever you do something that's considered an act of kindness. It makes you feel better. And I feel like good deeds should be rewarded just as much as bad deeds should be punished. Even here on earth, this world is not heaven. No matter how hard we try to turn it into one, we'll always find some bad apples. We'll always find some shitty people like Benjamin Netanyahu. So yeah, you only have 16,000 to 20,000 days on earth. That number is scary. And it should be scary. Instead of wasting your time worrying about what people might say, take action and accumulate as many good deeds as possible, because trust me, sometimes even this world rewards your good deeds. Watch this video. YouTube thinks you'll like it. I'll see you soon.